And today we're reacting to Willow Smith and Never Saw This Coming from Men. I don't know what this is about, you know what I'm saying? I saw O'Shea posted it, look like it's doing good, and interesting title. So, that being said, let's get into it. I appreciate the great for y'all. Let's do it.
By the time the mid-90s came around,
oh, my bad.
Have you been wondering why men don't approach you and don't say hi anymore?
By the time the mid-90s came around, your boy was trying to holler at females in the mall, although unsuccessfully. Sometimes I got numbers, usually they was wrong, but hey, I still lived for another day. Going out to the clubs, going out to the Alpha Zone or to the Rage, clubs in Sacramento, that's how I was trying to get it in. And of course, women were not always receptive to you. Women were mean, even back then. And that is still the same case now for guys who have stopped approaching women.
It's not that men are scared to approach women. Like, men aren't scared. Like, men aren't approaching women no more.
That's not true, bro. Niggas are scared, bro. They are. Why are we telling each other this? Bro, there's plenty of niggas that are genuinely just afraid. That is true.
Because a lot of women are very unfriendly, are very unwelcoming. A lot of women are very rude, very disrespectful, very mean.
What world is niggas living in? What world? What world? If a woman is, you go up to, and why, okay, two things. First, why are we so upset? Why are we so sensitive if a woman says, if a woman is not, when we walk up to her and she's not like, oh no, I'm so sorry, it's okay, but no thank you, I don't want to, no. Why, if she's like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine, no thank you, you get that and you like, okay, bet, and we keep on shooting, we keep moving. Women are mean, they're disrespectful. I've never went up to a woman and she disrespects me. Never. You feel me? I don't know. One, I don't even know what that person's going through. If they respond like that, I'm like, oh, you respond like that? You don't even got to say nothing to me. I'm gone. But I'm not going to see, just because she did that, then the next woman going to do that. No, we're scared. We don't want to do that. That sounds crazy to me. I'm surprised a nigga like this is saying that. Where are you living? What world are you in?
Literally, just because you're a man, fine or not fine, it does not make a difference. I promise you.
So because somebody's mean to you, do you see how weird this sounds? Like crazy this sounds? They're mean.
Some women will literally treat you like you are beneath them. They will be very egotistical.
Then I'll walk off.
You like you are less than them.
Now,
then
this
walk away.
young man is saying something that a lot of men are thinking. Women are just too mean or too rude or basically act like you're...
I've never heard anybody say this in real life. I've heard this on the internet, but I've never heard somebody say this in real life.
Doing them a favor by coming up to them. Guys were more willing to overcome rejection in my time, but, you know, like I said, now you have Facebook dating, Tinder, you know, other kind of apps. So men these days have alternative options. And so now women are concerned.
There's a TikToker guy that explained it in a different sense. He's a tall, strong black man. He was saying that he doesn't go up to women anymore because women, we are typically concerned about our safety. We don't want to be approached because we don't really know what you want. Just all in all, we're on a defense because we don't know if it's a threat or not.
And so I think as a man, we take that into account and understand, like, she either is gonna want you to talk to her, and she's gonna, all that's gonna go down, and she's okay with that, or she's not. And she might show it on her face or show it in her attitude when she says something. Okay, well, that's the case. Let me go on about my business and go to the next person, because obviously that person's just not for me. That, we don't approach women because they mean. That's the most, like, whole ass bitch ass shit I've heard ever. That's crazy to me. I'm just being straight up.
There's so much going on in the world. And so for that perspective, I kind of get it.
This young lady says she understands why men don't want to approach women. But then she turns around and says this.
I still think the attempt should be out there, and perhaps men can do a better job at showing themselves to be safe, being more mindful of how they're approaching the certain language that they use. But ultimately, like, I don't know exactly how that feels to do something like that, because
Again, like, even with what you're saying though, man, it's like that you're asking somebody to, what she said, what was the, come up to us and make us feel more safe. How does somebody do that? It's kind of like, how do I come up to you and let you know, well, ma'am, I'm just, I'm being safe, ma'am. That's like, we're asking our, I think both parties is like, bro, again, you don't want this person. Like, there's a lot of crazy people in the world. I'm not trying to discredit that. Like, especially a lot of crazy niggas. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta get loud with a nigga. Unfortunately, I hate that that's the case, but sometimes you gotta be like, hey, watch out, bro. You might have to. You feel me? And enough of those makes you start looking at people. And this is what I think we all gotta understand each other, right? Enough of those is gonna make a woman kind of see a lot of niggas like, yo, if that want to be left alone. No, I'm okay. Thank you. Though. I'm okay. Bro, you as the guy gotta also understand, hey, if she's responding like that, that's okay. Not everyone's gonna respond like that. Let me go on about my business. Ma'am, not every guy is some crazy creep, weirdo, psychopath. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're just not trying to be in that mode right now, you're like, shoot, no, I'm okay, thank you, whatever, blah, blah. He start doing too much. Hey, hey, watch out, bro. You feel me? Each party needs to stop kind of just saying, just because this happened with this person's going to be like this. This is dumb. Hey, before we get back into the video, I got a way you can make some extra bread. I know you bored at home right now, bro. And all you have to do is play games and get paid for it. If you hit the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen right now, you can sign up to freecash.com and start getting paid right now. And they make it extremely simple. First, just create an account like any other site and email and password. And once you get in, you'll see a wall of games and offers immediately. Pick a game that you actually like, play through the levels, and the cash will land straight into your free cash account. It's basically turning your downtime into a hustle without you even thinking about it. People pulling $10 to $20 a day, and with some effort, you can go way higher than that. You can spend a couple bucks in game to hit levels faster that'll ultimately give you bigger offers and payouts. That's the method on how some users end up making hundreds, even 500 or more on certain offers. But you don't have to spend any money. You can literally stick to the free levels and still cash out. The whole point is when you're taking a break from those Astral Dior videos, doom scrolling, looking at women, you can be playing and earning at the same time. Get to your money, bro. And once you run it up and want to cash out, you've got options of PayPal or gift cards. So if you want to get to that extra cheese, hit the link in the description or scan the code on the screen, sign up for free, and start playing for cash on your spare time. And when you use my link or QR code, you get $5 bonus to get you started, bro. Go ahead, get to it. Let's do it.
a black man. As a black woman, it kind of sucks because it's like, yeah, we want y'all to approach us though, and we want to be safe.
Huh? Wait a minute. You want men to approach you while trying to be safe and trying to figure out how to do it? Like, It's just too much work in today's age. And this is the dilemma. Women want men to approach them, but then at the same time, deal with women being caught off guard. And for a lot of men, this is like a gray area in which they just don't want to deal with. But this is not just regular women that have these problems. It's superstars that have these problems. Fast forward. Willow Smith has turned out to be a real cutie. I'm not gonna lie. If you look at her in this B-roll, this lady is fine. I remember when she was like a little tomboy, but the way she's looking here at the Dior fashion show in Paris, this lady is bump. I'm talking about Willow Smith is a baddie on my mama.
He's right, you know.
Jesus Christ,
Willow Smith, she has all the opportunities. Like, she's beautiful, she's rich, she can date white men, black men, she's polyamorous, she can date men or women. But it's interesting, despite having all of these connections, you know, being open to any race and being extremely liberal, she has this problem.
The older I get, the more I realize that an ascetic lifestyle, aside from being one of the most potent ways to devote your life to honoring the holy mystery, it really just is logical. Like, participate in this tomfoolery? I think not.
Now, Willow Smith,
I'm not understanding. I'm not woke enough. I was not understanding. I'm not woke enough. I'm not comprehending.
is saying that, hey, people don't ask her for dates anymore, or in general. And this
That's
is
what she was
interesting
saying?
because Willow Smith dates both men and women, so you're still not getting a date.
Damn.
But it's interesting because she should have all kind of access. I mean, look at her. She is very, very beautiful, very attractive, and she's still going through these issues. But what are those issues that women like Willow Smith could be facing?
The first reason is that if you are successful and accomplished, and when you're out and about, you're going somewhere, your energy can say to those around you, don't stop me, don't approach me, I'm a speeding bullet.
That's definitely that I can definitely understand from a celebrity sense. For like a regular person to come up, you know, you got to be pretty confident to be like, oh yeah, look. It's just something about it where you just automatically probably assume if you see a celebrity woman walking around that you're probably like, she probably doing this with this many people. I ain't worried about this situation. Let me just go about my business. I could definitely understand with a celebrity woman, but again, you know, that I don't take that same thing as just a woman that if she look good to you in a place, like if you walk through Target and the woman looks good and she's a guy dressed up and she's got her thing going on, if you look the part too right now and you like, man, or even if you just confident, bro, it's just, I've seen too many niggas, bro, that shot at something that was out their league so clearly and they got rejected and they move on about their business. I just don't get it, bro. I just don't understand.
And I have somewhere to go.
And this is a grown woman having to tell other grown people about this. Like,
It's simply not as easy for someone to gain your attention when you're in go mode.
Now, this lady is saying one of the reasons that a lot of successful women that are beautiful that they face is that you're always on the go, right? And I know that some women use it as a defense mechanism, but I never thought about it like that, but that's actually true. Any guy, have you ever seen you trying to talk to a female and she's walking hella fast, then you try to go talk to her and then all of a sudden she's gone, she hit the block or something, you never see her.
Oh nah, what?
Have you been wondering?
What did I just do? Nigga accidentally pressed F5 and the video done.
Then you try to go talk to her and then all of a sudden she's gone, she hit the block or something.
Yeah, you was doing too much thinking. You were doing too, not even all, she not the Flash, she wasn't sprinting down that way. You were just doing too much thinking. If that's where you living, you need to just jump on.
You never see her again, or she just look like she's just too busy. So if you were to catch up to her, you kind of got like run hella fast. You know, you kind of winded. You look like a stalker, and the risk is just not worth that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very organic, does it? Doesn't sound very organic, does it? So that one we should probably just let go. This is like this is 1+1 shit. I'm not gonna run after shorty. If I wanted to make that happen, I should have just did this, that, and the third. Well, next person will come into my life, maybe.
Or at that point, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how.
Or if you want that bad, you better get a little pep in your step.
Just like, nah, I just charge the game. And this is what happens, I guess, if you're women like Willow Smith. You know, you're busy, you got things to do, you're always kind of on the go. And don't get me wrong, man, like if I saw Willow Smith the way she look now, I'm not talking about like what she looked like 3 or 4 years ago, or like when she was like, now she is, yes. You know what I mean? If I was a young dude and I saw her, yes, no doubt about it, she is bad, okay? Yeah,
okay.
But if she moving hella fast, I'm not about to run my ass up there and try to get by, 'cause I look like a creep, right? But what else?
And the second reason is that some men are afraid to approach you. Not because of anything that you've done, but because we live in a society and in an era where men have learned that it is not necessarily safe to approach strange women. We've gone through the entire COVID epidemic and the pandemic. We went through the Me Too experience. And so there are many men who want to get to know you, who want to approach you, and who want to say hi to you, but they aren't sure that you'll be receptive to them.
This serves the other point that the brother was saying. It's just difficult for, you know, a man feeling like he's about to get rejected. So why would he talk to you? Why would he try to get your number and all of this? Okay? We've already talked about this point, which a lot of men are just don't want to deal with rejection or afraid of rejection. Okay? But then
I think that's all it is.
That we got to talk about.
I think people are just not used to hearing no, and I don't know. I guess it kind of scares them, or you know, bro, that's okay, bro. If you're a little frightened in that moment, it's fine. But if you're trying to live a certain way, you're gonna have to kick that. And understand you're gonna get told no, no matter how good you look, how bad you look, whatever it is, you're gonna get told no, bro.
The older I get, the more I realize that an ascetic lifestyle, aside from being one of the most potent ways to devote your life to honoring the holy mystery, it really just is logical.
Why am I hearing this again?
Participate in this
Stupid ass down. Who the think you is?
Okay. Willow Smith said a whole bunch of nothing, right? Not making sense. Let me just say this, ladies. It's one thing to be fine. It's one thing to be beautiful. But if you're not relatable, nobody can deal with you. All right? And this is what I find out. A lot of women that have a hard time attracting men, either you don't talk enough in the conversation, so it's hard for us to build rapport. It's hard for us to laugh or joke because you're just not really saying much or you're not replying much. Maybe you don't like the guy, or maybe that's just your personality. But then when you're saying something, it doesn't make any damn sense at all. So we look at you and classify you as being just completely weird. And again, I don't know if women think that they can turn men off, but you can. If you're so far out there that we can't vibe with you, especially if the dude is successful, he gonna think about like, yo man, shorty is weird as F. Like, what's going on with her? She talking about extraterrestrial stuff. I don't know what
he said extraterrestrial. Like, you don't know what to say. You don't know how to speak. You don't know how to talk. But I mean, I'm sure she's looking for somebody that can match that for sure. You know what I'm saying? You start talking like that, I ain't gonna know. I'm gonna be saying a whole lot of, wait, can you break that down? I'm not understanding. Like, I'm gonna try to understand, but can you break it down a little bit simpler for me, because I'm not understanding this terminology.
Talking about, like, I don't even want to really clap because we can't. She's just
I don't really want to
She's just really weird, and she's just not relatable. Being relatable as a woman is actually one of your biggest gifts. Don't get me wrong, man. Like, men, we like to talk to women. We like to hang out with women non-sexually, even if we are clapping, right? We do like that. So most of relationships are spent outside of the bedroom. Mm-hmm. So if you're a woman that a man can't relate to, you might be able to get a date. But if you start talking weird on the first date or second date, and the guy has options, nobody wants to get past your weirdness, okay? Especially if you're a woman being unorthodox. It's one thing that a man has to put a lot of pressure in getting to know you, but if you're like weird, then that makes it worse. Especially if you're not really putting in an effort to get to know this guy, or you have weird, liberal ideology or something that's just so far-fetched. You already live a polyamorous lifestyle. So that's one thing. I mean, it could be good or bad, but it's already difficult to try to resonate with you because you're just so different, all right? But if you are a lady and you're trying to get him in, what can you do?
The next time that you see an attractive man that you want to approach you, that you want to speak to, you say hi first. It sends a signal that it's safe to approach you. It lets him know that you're willing to slow down on your route for him. And it can break up some of the awkwardness or even some of the so-called intimidation that we think men feel when they see power.
I think a simple, like, when you get multiple, simple eye contact, maybe even twice. Like, the first one is like, oh, was that just a, then you do the second, 2, 3. That's like easy, like, oh yeah, come on, let's make it shake. If he don't do that, I'm telling you, he's just scared. Or, he's just, got some situation going on, and it kind of just eyes kind of keep locking at some point, but he's not really trying to do that. You know what I'm saying?
For women,
I really like this part.
That's a good.
Listen, if you really want to be with a man, why don't you give choosing signals?
Yeah,
why don't you slow down? If you see a man is looking at you, trying to get your attention, why don't you do this? Let's just talk about this. Some women do give men choosing signals.
Yeah.
Men sometimes miss them because they're shy or they don't have enough experience, and I understand that too. But what is wrong with you saying hi? Like, hey, how are you? Like, what's wrong with you breaking the ice? I mean, if I see a lady that I want to be with and she is attractive, yeah.
That's nothing wrong. That's just, how it was all taught. We was all taught the man goes up to the woman. They was taught the same thing. Or you look this way. And so it makes this world. But, you know what I'm saying? I think if everybody can, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some great things could happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to do my very best to break that ice if I can, because that's what I'm trying to do, right? Like, and women got to understand that what's going on in society today, men have been tamed a little bit, okay? Like, let me give you an example. Fast forward. I live in a housing development, and my neighbor across the hall has a cat. And the cat, like, just would run into my house, all right? So I had a sandal. I would just threaten to hit the cat with the sandal. It would keep running. And over time, what it did, it just stopped trying to come into the house, okay? So it would stay by the door, but it would never come back in the house for fear I was going to flinch the sandal and hit him, right? It's actually a girl, hit her. So what happens is now the cat wants to come into my house, but it's cautious. And so it's the same thing with some of these men. They want to talk to you, but they don't want to be made fun of, get hit with a Me Too thing or all of this. So what needs to happen at this particular point is that, hey, you have...
How often does a nigga go up to a girl and she just start flaming his ass, though? How often does that happen?
Guys that are interested, but you're going to have to make a little bit of effort now, because those men may want to talk to you and may want to do something with you.
Now, I'll say this. If you done try to talk to a few women and multiple times they start looking at you on some help somebody, or excuse, please get away from me. Okay, I would be scared too. That's a reason. But we also got to look within. What is on your face? What is your attire? How are you looking? That's causing this reaction out of people. He said something about Me Too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I'm feeling it make anybody uncomfortable, I'm not going there. You feel me? So if we looking like that, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, what is wrong with me?
But
I'm scaring people.
If you don't foster that environment for that man to say something to you, it could not happen. I mean, this is now 2025. It's not 2005. It's not 1995. Men are very okay with seeing a woman that's very, very beautiful, that's looking very good, and be like, nah, I'll let her go. She was going to be expensive anyway. She was going to be terrible anyway. And just kind of leave it at that and just go away. Now, some women will sit around and say, well, you know what? I don't feel like I need to go ahead and say something to a man. He should say something to me. And I get it. But sometimes you have to foster that environment for a man to know that it's okay. And this is why a lot of guys talk about choosing signals. If a woman wants to talk to you, because so many men are not okay with cold approaching. I'm okay with cold approaching, but so many men are not. And with cold approaching, you may not know if the woman is interested, if she has a resting B phase or whatever, and if she's going to let you overcome an objection. You just don't know. And a lot of times you can get a chick who she looks like she's not interested, and you get a number and she is interested because you did go ahead and say something. But, hey, guys are going to be a little bit more timid in today's environment because they have been trained to not lean on their masculine energy, because it's now called toxic masculinity. So you're going to need to go out there and make that situation for you. And if you're Willow Smith and you're open to anything, like, why don't you just talk? Tell somebody hello. And if you do tell somebody hello, I'm almost sure that somebody is going to be like, hello back. Like, what you look like as fine as Willow.
That being said, man, like the video, solo, comment on visuals channel, man. I appreciate y'all. Great for y'all, man. We gone. Edit. Let do it.